Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 3 is ending, and a huge interstellar telescope has been erected. A quick thank you if I may. I'm sorry I've been away for so long, but a huge thank you to those who continue to support me whilst I was useless. You're amazing. Right now, it's time to convert 2.5 months into 10 minutes. So sit your butt down and let's do this. After an entire city fell from the sky and we casually reunited the clans, something unprecedented happened. The ground beneath our feet shook and a little crack appeared. Okay, it was more than a little crack. An entire ancient civilization was found below us. Things down here were dormant, and nature began to reclaim it. Without warning, an old face appeared, none other than Dr. Slone, the former IO operative who we once fought side by side with to thwart an alien invasion. The very same woman who left us for dead, exploding a UFO with us inside. She can't be trusted. Down here, Slone lives alone, within a makeshift camp around an old IO tank, the very same one she was in when this happened.
Any last words, Jones?
Look out.
We thought we'd never see her again. How wrong we were. The new biome has one very surprising change. The vaulted 0 point, the place the Big Bang happened, is now petrified, and by the looks of it, totally useless. Elsewhere, multiple vaults and temples appeared, and one held another surprise. The sigil of the Autobots was located, a mysterious vault for the Transformers no less, and we instantly made contact with their leader, who decided to use car radios to communicate with us.
Greetings. My name is Optimus Prime. If you are hearing this message, the time has come to make your escape. This reality is doomed to collapse, but hope is not yet lost. Listen, and more will follow.
It's only day 1 of this new season, and we've been told our reality is doomed to collapse. We have about 10 weeks to save it or make our escape. But before any of that can happen, we have a treasure hunt to go on, as Aura tasks us to find a relic once used by Aurelia, the Golden Queen of Fortnite legend. We track down the terribly named Chalice of Cubetastrophe and hand it over, where it is safely stored away from untrustworthy people. This may be nothing, but the person set to look after this artifact isn't revealed, just a contact, maybe a collector. Oh, and while hunting for this chalice, to our surprise, the notes we needed, we stole from Slone. So maybe we're the bad guys. The second week of the new season, and we began to learn more about Slone's new mission. Seemingly, she has left the imagined order behind and set herself the task of understanding this ancient civilization and their motivations. Slone begins to work with a group called the Luminaries, a set of explorers sent into the jungle by the clans we saved last season, which honestly seems like a lifetime ago. The leader of this expedition is Trace, who is very knowledgeable about this new, old world. A secret side quest saw us collecting these teardrop prisms and returning them to Trace, who believes they are part of the apparatus. This wrecked piece of equipment on the roof of this building is somehow important to him, and so too Slone. Slone and Trace build a mutual relationship driven by their pursuit of the same goals, to rebuild whatever this piece of apparatus is. But Slone also left recordings and pretty much confirms she's using the Luminaries for their resources to get her own way.
If I can convince them to excavate the site, I can get the apparatus working.
Slone tells us of a person who saved her after her fall from the tank months ago. It's quite vague, and it could honestly be anyone from Optimus Prime to any of the mythical beings we've met over the years. But the likelihood is this guy, Relic, a new NPC patrolling the ruins, ready to fight anyone who ventures too close. We know so little about his motivations, but we do know how easy he is to aggravate and that he can teleport short distances. So Trace and the Luminaries make a deal with him. Stay out of our way and we'll stay out of yours. This week we also received another message from Optimus Prime telling us to trust Slone? Listen for yourself.
I have been in contact with the one you call Slone, and while she may be an unlikely ally, she alone knows the path forward.
So I guess we're told just to go with the flow. Optimus can definitely be trusted.
I am coming.
Week 3 arrived, and that leader of the Transformers once again was back telling us about the lost power of the 0 point, and the only way to escape being located in the stars.
The power that once flowed through your island has faded, and formidable enemies have taken notice. The answers you seek lie deep within the starless void that brought you here.
Everything was pointing at helping Slone and the Luminaries build that oversized telescope. So we went back to collecting prisms of kinetic energy again. Oh, and week 3 also saw the annual summer event kick off, completely derailing any story as everyone became friends and had a pool party. We needed to wait a fortnight for Fortnite Story to return. Week 5 of the WILDS season hit and the map updated with the focus of the Luminaries spreading. Their makeshift roads span further than ever before as Trace and Slone continue to work to rebuild the apparatus. A side quest appeared this week starring Triggerfish, who I've just noticed catches a lot of weapons in trailers. He asked us to find and protect the coral buddies. So finally, after years, the wobbly blobs have a little piece of lore as this lady sets up a task force to protect them from harm. Long story short, Turk planned to sell the coral buddies to a wealthy collector, but no name is given. Again, I wonder if this is the same person as Aura was talking about weeks earlier. The mission ends with the freed wobbly blobs having a dance party on the beach. Very wholesome. Back over to Slone, who had continued her research into the ancient civilization, unearthing many carvings and murals. The Fortnite community tried to understand them with claims that the projector on the roof could be used to go back and forwards in time. Or my personal favourite is that this image here could represent the return of the last reality's cube cradle, aka the floating testicle. Yeah, that's not a good name, sorry. By the 6th week of the season, the spread of the Luminaries' reach was honestly quite impressive. The tiny updates saw new makeshift buildings erected, and one in particular over at Creepy Compound was pounced on by the community. A desk had files upon it, and take a closer look, they're all stamped with Stark Industries, the home of Tony Stark and his many Iron Man suits. This could be seen as just reused assets, or maybe a teaser about the return of the Man in Metal. I guess we'll see. Elsewhere, Futurama's cast crash-landed into Mega City, their ship embedded in the Titantron here. Week 7 arrived with another crossover, Jujutsu Kaisen, which I've never heard of before, but I'm sure that's really awesome to someone out there. But I've got to admit, those llamas do look way better in this style. Oh, and Optimus was back this week, taking over our car radio when my favourite song was on.
The key to your future lies in the past. You must brave the unknown.
Is it just me, or does that seem to say we are going back in time in a future season? I'm so down for that. But wait, something else was uncovered this week. Triarch Nox, the villain of Mega City last season, had returned. And should we interact with Era, an NPC from this season's Battle Pass, she'll say this: I know you're hiding from Triarch Aurora, but even you cannot stop the dawn. Okay, so a bit of backtracking. Last season we translated Triarch Nox's name to realise it means night, and Triarch is another way to say 3 rulers. This new information now tells us that Triarch Aurora is the second of the 3. Their names Nox and Aurora translate from Latin into English as night and dawn, suggesting the 3 rulers watching over us are related to the path of the sun, as after darkness falls, a new dawn begins. Week 8 is here, and the final update of Fortnite Season 4 arrived with it. And at last, a mission for Slone herself. We somehow have once again become her subordinate, like the old days, and that didn't end too well for us. But anyway, Slone tells us about a secret vault hidden under sheets of ice, and within it is a schematic needed for the apparatus to function. So we navigate a maze before acquiring this. A blueprint for some sort of kinetic ore. And get this, it belonged to Rift Warden Stellan. If you can cast your mind far enough back to Season 1 of the chapter, Stellan built a rift gate to try and open a path to other worlds, and the sky kind of blew up. I'll link that season's recap if you want to know more about Stellan and his nightmares. Slone is ready to take the Rift Warden's work forward and asks us to dig up old refined ore to cobble together enough energy to operate and supercharge the apparatus. We get it done like the lapdogs we are and activate the stellar projector. A point to know here is that Slone doesn't do this herself. She's fallen out with the luminaries and now sits in the shadows as we do her bidding. The final piece of information we receive is the key to the new season.
There's no way the people who left this place could have known about this eons ago. Unless it's happened before. The eclipse is the key. It has to be.
The eclipse is the key. So maybe the three rulers theory is coming sooner than we think. As we approach the final days of the season, the stellar projector will continue to evolve, plotting a course in the skies above our heads, and simultaneously counting down to the impending eclipse, which brings the new season, which could change the very fabric of time and space. Optimus Prime told us 10 weeks ago that this island will not survive, and escape is our only option. He said to trust in Slone and her plan, and we did that. He also implied travelling through time is possible, and our next steps lie in the past. What will happen next? Would you like to have a guess before the season begins? If not, I have one question for you. Can we really trust Slone? I'm Adam, you're awesome, it's been a pleasure, it's good to be back. I'll see you next time.